Hi guys, Romans and...
Oh my gosh, I'm doing this again!
Why did I say Romans and? Like Roman and.
Yes.
So Roman and
Julie
is here at our annual video where we kind of like sum up the best records of the year. Before we start, a few things. I kind of said this last year as well. This year I was just very busy with working on my second album, and that's why I didn't really get to listen to that many records. I actually listened to fewer new records as previous years. Usually I listen to like 50 records come out per year, which maybe isn't that much, but you know, whatever. And this year it was just around like 30. Also, you might have noticed that my output on YouTube has been the smallest since I started YouTube. So I was just really busy. I made only 24 reviews. Last year it was 37 and 45 or something like that 2 years ago. So a big difference. Ještě raz? No.
No, hi guys, Roman and Julie is here.
Okay, whatever. Basically made...
To tam je, zakývaj do kamery. Pa. A pusu pošli ešte.
Pošli pusu, Vili.
Tak a zaspievaj.
Dobre. Even like my most popular series, Worst to Best, I made one video the earlier. But there has been some improvements. You can see I have a new mic, which I actually used for recording lead vocals for my second album. The old mic is here, micing Julie. Haven't really used it since I got a new one. So yeah, that's why I decided this year that I'm gonna do only like top 10 albums, because I made like only 25 reviews or something. And actually all of the albums I made a review for are worth checking out. Check out the reviews, they're made very well. There are a lot of audio samples. So you can get really some idea of what the records are like. So that's why I decided to pick the best 10. I think we can start.
Yeah, start.
Music review.
Music review.
Music review. Music review.
So at number 10 I have Swallow of the Sun.
Prečo až na 10?
English!
English!
So at number 10 I have one of my recent reviews, Swallow of the Sun, Moonflowers, which I've heard only 6 times. I haven't really listened to it all that much after the review, but it still remains a very original and unique album comparing to everything I've heard so far, because this is not necessarily music I listen to. It's really heavy, it's very dark. There are a lot of like death growls, but still, you know, it's got plenty of melodies to kind of keep you invested in the record and interested in.
Carved in your soul.
Actually, I don't think I would have really gotten into the record. I think I read some prog review about it, and I was like, Swallow the Sun, and Julie was like, hey, that's a great band, do you know them? I was like, nah, not really, you know? So
No, I came with this album and I told that we should check them out, and...
No, it wasn't like that.
No.
I read the review at Prog Mind.
No.
So number 9, Tremonti, Marching in Time, which I've heard 17 times. So as I said in my review, I think that Tremonti is the undisputed king of alternative metal. You know, he kind of showed me with this record that you can make like a very predictable and very cliche music genre, such as alternative metal, but still bring interesting melodies, interesting things, and just show that you can still do much in a style like that. I still think that his previous album, Dying Machine, was a better record. That's why A Dying Machine was actually my number 2 for 2018. But this record is really great.
It's good.
Please don't talk so much about the records, because there won't be enough of me.
I actually don't remember it, yeah. This album is like Tremonti. Nothing new, nothing old.
Okay, number 8, Vola, Witness. I've heard it 11 times. I kind of regret not including Vola's previous album, The Applaud of a Distant Crowd, on my best of 2018 records list. Yeah, I think Vola is a very, very unique, interesting band in prog metal. They have very unique sound, very unique style, kind of a unique singer as well, because he sings with a very deep voice. And generally just a very poppy approach. Like, the music is very accessible despite the heaviness. Really like their music, even though, similarly to Tremonti, I think their previous album, The Applaud of a Distant Crowd, was just a better album. I liked it more, but Witness is still a really, really very strong album.
You're running low on straight lines. You're running low on good signs. You're running low.
Yeah, I love this album.
You love it.
Yeah, because Vola is great band.
When you talk, try to be pointed towards the mic. It's not here for anyone.
Vola is great band.
Number 7, Trillium, In the Court of the Dragon. I've heard this one 10 times, and again, I'm gonna repeat what I've said in the review. Gojira, with their Fortitude, and even with Magma 5 years ago, they are kind of crowned as being the most important metal band right now. I think it's the Trivium. I think the Trivium is the most exciting modern metal band, and also they're like very young. They're 35 to 40 years old, so I think that's pretty amazing considering that this is their 10th studio album, and they kind of combine the styles they have played before, like metalcore, thrash metal, even a little bit of like prog metal. Very good album. I really liked it. It's heavy. He's screaming a lot on the album, but still, you know, the melodies are just there, and it makes the record very graspable. I really enjoyed it. I think it was great.
Yeah, me too. I enjoy this album. It's really fresh.
Okay, now kind of a strange choice. At number 6, I have Stevie Hart, You and I, which I've heard 15 times. Okay, so Stevie Hart, he was the keyboard player on my first album, Pursuits in Life 1, and he also is one of my best friends. And he did one very, very stupid thing, in my opinion, with this album. He basically released it as 9 separate singles rather than a record, but it was recorded as a record. And he didn't really do any promotion or anything, which is a story for another day. I know why he did it like that. Seems like a wasted effort, really, but I love pop music. I really love pop music, but I'm a very strong man of principles. I love listening to records. I don't listen to singles, I don't listen to EPs or whatever, I listen to just the records. And that's why I don't really listen to pop music that much, because it's not very album-oriented music. There are very few records where, like, all of the songs are really good. And You and I is very close. Like, almost every song is just so great. I think that Stevie is top-notch in terms of writing pop music, and this record is a proof of that. It's got perfect production and just great songs. I know I recorded bass on 2 of them and sang backing vocals in 1 of them, but still, you know, I still approach it as a listener.
'Cause I know your face, it's so beautiful. Your embrace makes me safer. A long time ago, you and I am now, and I know your face.
Yeah, I love this record. Stevie made huge step forward with music, but huge step backwards in music industry.
I guess.
And it's such a shame because he's great
Okay.
singer and songwriter.
In my list, and
I'm sorry.
Tutti. The only double album I have. Please, we don't have time. The only double album I have on my list. About you. This is the only double album I have. Which I've heard 12 times. The only double album I have on this list. Don't mind her, she's crazy, whatever. Good, but nothing really extraordinary. And what the fuck?
You're funny.
Okay, take 174 because she keeps laughing because reasons. So number 5.
You.
No, it was you. So Mastodon, Hushed and Grim, which I've heard 12 times. This is the only double album on this list. And I wasn't that excited about Mastodon's previous 2 albums. They were, I mean, they were pretty good, but they weren't really quite up there with the Crack the Sky or the Hunter or Blood Mountain. But their new album is really, really fantastic. They were kind of pushing it with this being a double album, like a lot of music. But very interesting take on like progressive rock, progressive metal. Just very, very strong album, and I don't really think any time was wasted here. So really a great record.
Yeah, I love this record. Record.
We are recording.
Record.
Number 4, Evergreen, Escape of the Phoenix, which I've heard 17 times. And Evergreen is a band that I kind of dived deep into this year. I went through their whole discography, and actually it's very, very strong. But considering that they have 12 albums, I think that their last 2 are their best ones. I think that Escape of the Phoenix, which I also have, is just great. I really love the record. Very nice cover and very strong songs. Like Tom England is a phenomenal singer. Actually, the previous album, The Atlantic, ended up at number 4 as well in 2019. I do like this one a little more, though. I think that this is their best record, but Escape of the Phoenix is fantastic. And also the duet with James Labrie is fantastic.
Yeah, I love this record album, and I love his huge voice. Huge and squishy. Šťavnatý.
Squishy! Jesus.
Squishy is šťavnatý.
Squishy.
Hey.
Ja, to je vyžmýkaný, alebo squishy.
I love his voice. I love this record. Yeah, his voice is so big, huge.
And squishy.
Juicy.
Juicy!
Juicy.
Juicy!
He's making fun of me. I don't like to.
No, you are making fun of you.
No.
I'm really sorry for my editor, who's me. Great. Okay, so before I reveal my top 3 picks, what are yours? Or what's your list? She doesn't have one.
Yeah. My top albums of this year are Swallow the Sun. They're best. And your top 3? My top albums of this year are Swallow the Sun, Moonflowers.
It's the top album, doesn't even know the name of it.
Yes, my top albums of bands.
Top album of bands is year 2020.
My top albums of this year
Are
no, počkej. My top albums of this year are from these interprets: Swallow the Sun, Stevie Hart, but Stevie is here because his friend.
He's gonna be very thrilled to hear that.
Mastodon. Yeah, Evergreen, and that's it.
Okay.
Vola and Trillium. Yeah, 5.
So let's go to my top 3 picks. So at number 3, I have a band that kind of took me by surprise, and it's from Italian power metal, speed metal band called Labyrinth, and welcome to the Absurd Circus, which I've heard 11 times. Now, Labyrinth, they have their second album, Return to Heaven Denied, is one of the best albums in the genre. It's a classic. And I've listened to it like 13 years ago or something like that. And when they released a new album, I was like, okay, just out of fun, let's check it out. And the album really blew me away. I'm not a big fan of power metal, but this album is not very happy. You know, like the melodies are almost like serious, a little bit melancholic almost. And it's just really very well written album that, again, just like Tremonti, shows me that you can still do a lot within power metal if you're willing to experiment a little bit. And this record is just really great. And you probably don't remember it.
No.
It must have been really great then.
Yeah.
Number 2. Not funny anymore. At number 2, I have Bent Knee and their album Frosting, which I've heard 17 times. And Bent Knee was known as being, for the most part, a prog rock band, and having a violin player also made their sound kind of unique from all the other bands. And I really liked how heavy they've gotten 2 years ago with You Know What They Mean, which actually ended up, I think, being number 7 in 2019. Really great record, very heavy. They kind of dwelled into almost like a noise rock territory at some points. And the new album was very different. I remember hearing it for the first time. I was kind of ready for it because I read a few reviews where basically everybody was saying that they just transformed from being prog rock band into like being an electronic rock band or electronic pop, trip hop, whatever band. And yeah, this record is all of those things. It's got beautiful moments. It's got some cacophonic moments. The amount of autotune was something that I had to get used to, but really great album. It became a soundtrack, and at the beginning of November we were shooting the first music video for my second album, and I was listening to this record all weekend, and I really like it. I think it has beautiful, beautiful melodies.
I don't know, I love this band and their gig was, oh my gosh, mind-blowing. You remember? But this record, I don't know. It's not for my ears.
You didn't like it?
No.
I thought you did.
Yes, there were some moments that I like, very much, but sometimes I was like that. I was like, Roman, turn it off. I don't like this album for that cacophonic, or I don't know what it was.
Yeah, when it's beautiful, it's really beautiful. When it's psychedelic, it's really psychedelic. So it's like some of the songs may be a deal breaker for you, but I like it.
I don't know, I didn't have mood for this stuff in this music. I don't know.
Those of you who have watched my reviews, the number 1 will probably come as no surprise, and that's Lepers, Aphelion. Man, this record. I've heard it 37 times. 37 times. This record just really blew me away. I was a big fan of Pitfalls from 2019, which kind of prepared us for a big change that Lepers were kind of going through, because they transformed from being essentially very hard, very heavy, very dark, progressive metal band to being like still kind of serious, but very like synth pop, electronic pop, art pop rock kind of band. It's still Lepers. It's very much Lepers, but it's a very different record, obviously. If you compare it to Cole or Bilateral, it's basically like having a different band. Like, you've got such classics, in my opinion. I still like Cole, maybe a little more than this one, but brilliant record. That's why I have it on LP. That's why I have all of the stuff from Lepers, actually.
I don't know this album and I don't know this band.
What?
I like Lepers. I like that they stay Lepers, but you know, I love that that older
You like them before
stuff.
more.
Yes, he needs mommy.
He needs Titi.
Yeah, I'm not friend with new albums, with 2 new albums of Lepers, but it's not bad. I'm bad. They're not bad.
I think that there are 2 types of fans. Some of them, like me, are in for the change. They like the change. They are supporting the band no matter what. And then there are people who kind of wish that the band returned to what they did before. So,
Powiedz red. Tak, yeah.
okay, so Iako? Okay, so those were my top picks. So I'm pretty sure that there were so many records I didn't get around to check out. So you can tell me which are your favorite albums for this year, or maybe the records I didn't mention and I should check out and they're not among my reviews. Yeah, Happy New Year. I wish you all the best and see you with more videos and more content in 2022 actually.
Happy New Year. Bye bye.
Wilko, nie!